Hello, and welcome to the 500 workshop. Today we're going to be looking at the rear brakes. We've already taken a wheel off, and so we have our exposed hub, and we're going to be taking a look inside of here.
So here we have our hub. You can already see it looks different from the front hub in that we have 4 bolts here holding our hub on rather than the single one in the center, which is what you find on the front. So we're going to take our ratchet, these are 19s, and we're going to first of all just slacken these off. Now you might want to do this if you're looking to check over the parts to make sure they're all operating correctly, so any kind of servicing, or if you're looking to replace or change any of the brakings. So now we'll just take them out. So now they're off, we should be able to pull our, no, we won't, we've got the handbrake on. So first we need to release the handbrake. And actually, just while we're here, you can see the handbrake mechanism. So there is, from the handbrake, there is a wire that comes through here, attaches to a bracket on the brake. That bracket is sprung. When you release, that releases the tension, and you'll see the mechanism once we open it up. So let's take our handbrake off first. Hopefully you'll have seen that slackened, the spring is now not under tension, and now we should hopefully be able to wiggle this off. Ooh, and there we go. So here's our hub. Again, we're looking for nice clean interior, and it's pretty good. There's no deep scratch marks anywhere. We're looking for any leaks around our slave cylinder, and I can't see any. There is quite a lot of dust, but that's what you'd expect because we've been using it to brake. So the mechanism here is very similar to the one on the front. Obviously we've got our hub here, and we've got our 2 brake shoes and our springs. This can be a little bit more tricky because you have to get the springs over the top of this hub here, but we've got a new piece in the mechanism here as well. And that is where our handbrake does. So as you can see, if I pull the handbrake, it moves the shoes. So you can see that. That's exactly what the handbrake's doing. It's moving the shoes out onto that rim. Now, we are not looking to disassemble this today. We're just doing some routine maintenance and checking the pads, and the pads all look good. Quite a lot of is that greasy? It feels a little bit greasy actually, yeah. So what we do is we'll get some degreaser and just tidy that up. But otherwise the pads thickness looks good. Looking into the self-adjusters, and they look okay. If we were to dismantle this, we'd do it in a very, very similar way to how we did the front. So if you need to know how to dismantle it, check out the front, a video on the front brakes. But essentially the shoes come off in the same way. The only difference is you've got the handbrake in there, and this creates a little bit more of an inconvenience. But the back plate is very similar as well. So here we've got our brake cleaner. I use Napa, but you can use any other one. And what we can do is just spray the pads just wipe them. I've got a kind of very light cloth here so we can see any of the debris that comes off. Give those a nice spray, and then wipe around. Make sure it's nicely degreased, and then we're going to spray our hub as well, and then we'll just clean the inside of here, just get rid of all the old brake dust and any grease or anything that might be on there. So you can see the kind of brake dust and stuff that we're getting off here. To refit it, it can be a little bit tricky on the back because it is normally quite tight, but that seems to be going on well. Going to line up the holes, and then we can just put our nuts back in. Sorry, not nuts, bolts. Get down a bit lower so we can see the alignment, just slightly off. Should be better now. It's not quite on all the way. Do this up nice and tight. So in order to do these up properly tight, we're going to need to put the handbrake back on, which we can do now. As you can see, our spring's back under tension. So now hopefully we should be able to tighten these without it moving. Doing it in a cross pattern. And there we go. So easy enough to get that hub off. Unlike the front one, you don't have to mess about with bearings, but you do have to be conscious of our handbrake